Hey, Spuddies! Potato Bag Whiskey here, and welcome back to Age of Wonders 4. I'm thinking we're getting pretty close to the end of this run now. It's turn 106, and in terms of the victory conditions, a score victory will trigger in 44 turns. Now, we are pretty close to military victory, which just requires us to kill 3 more players. Our main goal this episode is to take out the city of Flamewall. In the previous episode, we had managed to nail the city of Sunrise, and we have some units making their way over here. We are kind of approaching slower so we can get some on-map regen. We do want to detect the Spelljammer and blast it, and then take this city out if we can. But let's jump into the next turn and see if we can't put Flamewall under siege. It'll take us a minimum of 3 turns, I think, to siege this down, based on the fact that we're lacking pretty much any siege capability. We have some from our leader, so it won't take 5 turns as it would. Oh, so it looks like he's pretty confident here and he's counterattacking. He does have the Spelljammer, which will be annoying, but I actually think we might even win this in auto combat. But I do think that we can win this fight here. Now, Necromancer himself has some pretty annoying abilities, but since we're mostly using low-tier units here for these battles, I'm just going to auto-resolve it. We did get 600 research for the kills. This is what I love about Shadow. It's like they can do crazy good research from fighting. We got some skulls, some mana, and some gold. Beautiful. Great to see it. So we've got some tier 4 armor, some tier 4 armor, and a mystic mace. I'm going to go ahead and disenchant those so I can start making more of my own equipment. I want to put Flamewall under siege, so let me grab my units here that aren't forced to stand still this turn. We'll start the siege. We would like to get some more units into this army. We'll pop them in there. So now we're getting the full 16 siege damage. If we added a little bit more siege in the form of a headlong assault, we could get this done a turn sooner. But I wonder if that's worth it. Instead, what I might go for is to try and secure as much efficiency on the battle as possible. So I think Revels of Blood is going to completely obliterate the morale of my enemy. Tower Bombardment. I think the thing that I've been struggling with is getting through the walls. So I'm going to go with undermining the walls. And then I'm going to also add a harass to defenders. While I would love to do raiding party, I think harass to well, actually, raiding party would be nice for the gold. This is a pretty high tier city. It's a tier 4. So that would be 200 gold worth. Maybe raiding. Let's add onagers. Onagers are really good for taking out walls. I mean, it's either we want to undermine the walls or we want to build onagers. We don't want to do both. We could do tower bombardment plus harass defenders, which is a good combo. So let's add that combo. Let's get down here to the abbey. We'll pillage that province improvement. We're raising this city. You've got enough health to get down here. Perfect. You're still a little bit wounded. We could bring you down as well. Don't see any armies nearby that can counterattack Sunrise. Dievo Vec is under siege, which is a problem. I may have to force march my armies from over here across. Let me quick rush this Vampire Castle Great Hall. Can't reach that Silent Tomb. That's annoying. It's 2 turns away. Do I need to force march? I might not need to force march to get over there in time. We'll see if we can get over there without it. Choke Point produced an estate hall for food. It would be nice to build the Chamber of the Right to get that natural regeneration on our undead. It is an incredibly powerful ability, so I think I will start it, even though it is expensive. Duskfort built the Overlord's Tower, which is a very powerful building as well. I don't necessarily need a huge amount of income anymore, so we could also build... I mean, the Chamber of the Right is just really going to make it so that we can crank out units with natural regen, and that's very, very powerful. We captured a bunch of leaders. He's condemning our armies. We do have a blood transfer ritual. We can't really cast it yet because we need to get rid of the Spelljammer in his territory. That's fine. We have a pact of loyalty with Scythedral, which is good. It was worth it to piece them out. We have a gargantuan amount of war forces being sent at us that we are going to need to start working on clearing on. We do have this Corrupt Soul. Now, Corrupt Souls aren't like the most powerful unit. Like, they're pretty okay. The fact that they do morale drain is like pretty damn good. The Painbringer is really strong. The Tyrant Knight, what I like about the Tyrant Knight is that it gets racial bonuses. The Rose Knight is a little bit stronger because it has a higher base health and base damage. It does 35 damage rather than 32. But the big advantage of the Tyrant Knight is that it is a racial unit, so it gets all these racial bonuses like Painbound, etc. So this could be a really good unit too. Plus it has Despotic Vitality, which gives it passive healing based on the number of enemies it's adjacent to. So I do think that like a Tyrant Knight plus, well, definitely a Scald or two. I do need to be careful about my upkeep. I'll start recruiting some Tyrant Knights. Okay, so we definitely want to pillage the Spelljammer. So let me get over there and begin pillaging that. We may as well pillage the Tithe Collector because it is worth some healing. We'll pillage the Circle of Zealotry as well. His ruler has returned and he is recruiting heroes. Let's pillage this with some of my excess troops. Perfect. Unfortunately, Corrupt Souls are one of those units that works best with other Corrupt Souls. It does count as Undead, so it does work reasonably well with, what's the name? Necromancer. So there's like some synergy there. So like, what if we brought a couple of Necromancers plus a Corrupt Soul? Got 2 nasty stacks, including Umbral Tyrants coming in here. You're not going to make it without a forced march. Jesus, they've got some Blood Exarchs on their side as well. Who is this? Denvolton throwing crazy high tier unit stacks at me. Okay, I'm going to force march my units in to reinforce this city. It sucks that we won't be able to use... I think we won't be able to use regeneration because of our exhaustion, right? Yeah, we won't be able to heal much, but we do have necromancers and stuff. Now the question is, they did raiding party and undermining the walls, which is fine. Neither of those are very difficult to deal with siege abilities. Because it might have been... Sometimes if the siege abilities are really bad, it's actually better to let them take the city and then counterattack. Okay, perfect. We have Revenant Whispers, which is going to be able to demoralize enemy armies. It's very strong. And give us Unholy Champion Skeletons. Now, I do think... Stone Skin. I wish I could tell what was in my arcane research here. I don't think any of these is worth picking up, so I'm going to shuffle here. Unholy Champion isn't great, but it's also not terrible, so I'll grab that. There's a spell in here. Let me finish casting Tormenting Projectile. So it's going to increase our upkeep a little bit, but we do get a lot of torment on many of our ranged units, which is great. Revenant Whispers is not as good, in my opinion, or at least it's on a similar level as Prelude to Doom, which does a similar thing. Now, the advantage of this is that it actually uses souls to cast. And I am tempted to cast it, but I don't actually have enough casting points. The Desecration Ritual takes a lot of casting points, unfortunately. And we won't be able to get Cruel Weaponry up just yet. It would be nice to get. I'm going to start going for Reveler's Heart. Let's do our Blood Transfer Ritual. I think we had an army stack over here that was pretty wounded. No, I don't think it matters, actually. So, new Empire Development. We could get a 2,000 gold injection. I would really like my heroes to gain experience faster. I would also like to get more money from raising. Like, extra money from raising is crazy strong. We did get the Frostbringer of Torment, which is the new item. So let me go to my hero screen, and I'm going to give that to the latest hero, which is Millennia. No, it wasn't Millennia. It was Huffabuff the Charger, who currently does 32 damage on an attack. But if I give him the Frostbringer of Torment, now he's gonna do up to 60 damage on an attack. We do need to create him a shield. We don't have a shield for him right now, so let's start crafting that. We go in here, we go to secondary items, and I want to make him a really powerful shield. I do think that warded plus the base shield, this just gives you the most effective HP that you can get on a shield item without doing any complicated, like, what I mean by this is that it gives you a general protection. So I'll start forging that. In terms of casting, I really want to get Cruel Weaponry done, so I'm going to start casting that one so that we do extra damage against enemies that have low morale. We don't inflict a whole lot of low morale right now, but we will be able to do more low morale stuff over time. So we're under attack here. Now, thankfully, because these stacks, I think they were sent by 2 different AIs, or maybe because he stepped into the city, it's not triggering the army outside. We actually get to fight them one at a time. So I'm hoping for a very soft and easy auto-resolve here. Perfect. We got some experience. Beautiful. A whole bunch of resources as well for winning that battle. Hopefully the follow-up attacks will be equally easy for us to auto-resolve. I'm not going to recruit any skeletons. We scavenged a tier 4 Bloodletter of Shattering. Perfect. Flame Wall is 2 turns from collapsing. Nykareth has managed to recruit another hero as well as a tier 4 subjugator. It's a very powerful anti-morale unit. We're completely obliterating their entire setup here. I don't think they have any reinforcement stacks. I don't think they have... Yeah, they have nothing in the underground that would support them. So we're going to be able to completely annihilate them from the top down on the mainland here. Let's just group up our armies. Probably an unnecessary number of units to bring, but if he steps out to stop us pillaging, we get to counter. So I'm going to go for Reign of Destruction here, which is going to allow me to raise cities faster and get more gold as well as units for raising. There is a world in which it's worth it for us to build a city here. There's an Astral Dew here. I can't remember if we have an Astral Dew. We do. We could build an outpost over here to capture that. So Grimerise built the Chamber of the Right. I do... Let's see, bolster defense. I am tempted to pick up the Shadow Bolstering Matrix. It would really help us against ranged attacks. So let's pick that up and we'll kind of chill there. I hate that I can't take this farm province away from Ankaraz. It's like they expanded in this really obnoxious way. Diego Vec, we wanted to upgrade to the next tier. In fact, I'll rush that so I can grab the Shrieking Shrine. This means it can now get the Shrieking Bat, the Rally of Lieges, and this is a nice research city. If we could make it a research city, that would be excellent, because we do have a scholarly governor in tow. But part of developing a strong city is about making sure you have a diversity of improvements, in particular so you can get your production up. We want to get our workshops up if we can, so farms and quarries will be what we start with. Grimerise has finished recruiting a Tyrant Knight. I like that we have a chance to inflict a bleeding and blood parasite. That's actually a really nice combo, especially because these guys have blood drinking blades, which gives them extra healing when striking bleeding units. Let's grab another Tyrant Knight. What I like about the Tyrant Knights is they don't use up our Imperium income. So there's Cruel Weaponry. It is going to be relatively expensive to maintain, but that's fine. It's going to make a lot of our units a lot more powerful. It looks like we're being pillaged over here as well as over here, so we will need to deal with that. But it's not like at the top of the crisis board. So Diego Vec is under siege again. This time my units in this army are not exhausted, so we can benefit from healing. There's no siege projects in place just yet. We significantly outpower this unit, so I'm hoping for an easy auto-resolve. If we do lose units, I think I'm going to retry this to try to avoid losing any units. What do we have here? These Blood Exarchs are a problem. Now, they are tier 5 mythics, so they generally won't benefit from abilities. They do have Mantle of Noble Blood, so they are going to heal a lot. They inflict misfortune and morale loss to units near them. They're mana channelers, so they get more experience. They gain strength and health when units die. They have killing momentum. Of course they do, so if they get kills, they get to act again. They have resistance to morale. They destroy stuff. They can't be controlled. They have coagulate, so they get extra defense when they're attacked. Friendly tier 3 unit gains the Blood of the Exarch, which gives 20% damage, 10% critical hit chance, 25% critical hit damage. That's really damn strong. Blood Pull, Siphon Lesser, and Parasitic Cleave. Deals an extra 10 damage for every tier below tier 5. Very scary. Does double damage against tier 1 units. Hopefully... Okay, let's have a think about what we want to do. I will put my Scald here, and then I will get him to the Song of Carnage. Get you guys to here. I just about can't reach. Annoying. Whatever, Song of Carnage, let's go. Bring our Necromancer over. Alright, let's see what they do. Expect them to use a spell. They use Call to Glory, which gives all friendly units plus 5 morale and repeats at the start of the caster's turn. They're coming in for a charge attack. That's fine. Counterattack bleed. Hopefully this... Whoa! He tried to kill that guy. He did the what do you call it? Attack the lower tier unit thing. But I'd call that mostly a failure on our opponent's turn. I do think we have a really good Agonize right here. It's going to hurt their morale. More importantly, give them stacks of Torment. So let's do a Song of Revelry to rally these guys here. We could get a pretty damn tasty series of charge strikes off here. There's 42 damage on the flank here. Pow, nice. And then we can do 42 with you, 36 with you. Let's do the 42 next. Pow, lovely. And then let's do another 36. Pow, right. Enemy killed. Beautiful. I'll send my Necromancer out this way. No, I changed my mind. I don't want to be in range of this Blood Pull. So let's move you forward 2 tiles. Well, actually, if I get you here, you can provide defense. Let's just pull you out. No, change my mind. If you do a Dagger of the Right, I mean, this is just a terrible ability. I regret making this unit. You run away. Yeah, if you attack, you have a good chance of inflicting a whole bunch of negative status effects on our enemy, which is great. We could side charge this Immortal. Let's do it. Perfect. Bleeding, Blood Parasite, critical hit, flanked. All those things that I love to see. Let's go ahead and shoot here. So he's a good chance of getting Decaying, Torment, Blood Parasite, all those lovely effects. Beautiful. He got some Bleed and Torment. That's nice because I believe we can convert that bleed. Now, Painbringer could whip this guy. We could teleport behind him and whip him soundly. I'm going to get you to run away because you're too low. I'm going to teleport you behind, step you forward, move the Scald up, pop the Scald Song of Revelry. If you whip this guy's ass, that's just perfect. You heal yourself up, do a bunch of damage. I can use my zombie here too. I could teleport, I won't. Instead, I'll do a Tormenting Lash on him. With my Blood Cultist, I think we just go for the side attack here. That will get him some stacks of negative status effects. We do have a Dark Ritual and an Execute. Yeah, I should have had a ranged attack on you. I'll just move you here and give a defense mode bonus. Do I have a second Necromancer on this side? I don't have a second Necromancer on this side, which makes me not want to push him forward, because if he gets scooped, I suppose I could revive him with my hero, but we can get really close to finishing this guy, which is always the ideal. You want to get kills because your enemy, there's no recovering from death unless you're playing an undead build. Bunch of positive morale effects. I don't know if that's affecting me. I don't know where that positive morale comes from, but he did do an AoE blood spell, so we are bleeding now. He pulled over the weakened guy. He's pulling over my Necromancer. This is kind of what we expected. I would be amazed if this Necromancer survives this attack and forces him to use 2 unit abilities. That's actually perfect. So Necromancer just did work for me there by surviving. No, they ate the corpse. I can't revive a corpse that doesn't exist. At least it was only a Necromancer. Necromancers aren't too hard to get. I will drop an Agonize on these guys. I need to kill this Blood Exarch. Let's raise the Undead. Come around the back. This guy does not have retaliation defense, so we can cancel his retaliate. Get behind him. Get behind him. You step forward. I don't think there's a corpse over here to revive anymore. I forgot that blood parasites eat the corpses of their hosts when they pop out. A little bit of an oversight. But we can polearm this guy. Step forward with you. Blast. Blast. Maybe give this guy insanity. It's very unlikely. 60% chance to do 30 damage. There's 30 damage in total. Now, charge strike here would be big. I could do a dark ritual. This is a ranged attack. A tormenting lash plus a charge strike. Bam. Perfect. There's a kill. I'm going to charge strike on you. What do you do? You're a ranged hero, so if we could get a charge strike on you, that would actually be really annoying for you to deal with. There is a sworn bond going on there, but it won't stop us. All right, let's Scarlet Plague you from long range. If I do the Dark Ritual, 45% chance of just straight up killing this guy. I mean, let's go for it. He did resist, that's okay. Let's finish you. I'm going to phase blink to this guy's face and slap him twice. I think that's all of my units having acted. Could raise Undead on the Blood Maggot. Kind of a fun idea to get a decaying zombie to shellac my enemy with. Alright, let's see what they do now. Though unfortunately I'm going to lose a Necromancer. At least one Necromancer from this battle, which doesn't feel good. Oof. Looks like they're in a full sort of retreat. They killed an Immortal. The Immortal will respawn. Blood Maggot appears, eats the corpse he came from. That unit disappeared. We could drop another Agonize on this guy. Get a Charge Strike. Tormenting Lash. Let's go. 4 levels of Torment. Awesome. Nibble. Melee Strike with my Decaying Zombie. Run forward and slap him. Give me a Rose Knight. Charge Strike. Give me another one for the kill. Oh, he teleported. Okay. Let's teleport into this guy's face so that we can put him into a, zone of control. Immortal, finish him. Lovely. Should have finished him with a unit that actually I care about getting the +1 health on. Not a big deal. Strengthen Undead on you. And we can start moving all these guys up to the front. Just drop that Song of Carnage. Why not? Get over here, drop a casual Song of Carnage for your units. All right, beautiful. Next turn. Let's go. So we lost the Necromancer that we can't get back. That's unfortunate. What we can do, however, is finish this guy off. We don't have any really good single target spells, but that's not important. His morale is pretty bad. If I teleport forward with you, I can get a full 3 attacks off, and it is counting as a flank, which means we're doing big damage. We even got a crit off. You could do 27 damage. You could also teleport behind to get a big flank off, 27 damage. Nice. Get in behind. There's 22 damage. This guy has really high defenses, so 22 damage is big, especially since he's now fleeing, which means he won't counterattack. You're only doing 10 damage. Pow. Lovely. Took him out. So unfortunately, we lose a Necromancer. It's not the end of the world. We will want more Necromancers. A padded plate, it's a tier 4. It's not a bad item, honestly. It's not a bad item. So we'll take it. So one more turn until we breach this city. He does have 4 heroes, a tier 4, and he has a lot of tier 4 units. So it's not going to be an easy battle by any stretch of the imagination. But it won't be an impossible battle either. Let's bring our stacks down to bear upon his cities. Oh, sweet and merciless, but Jesus, Choke Point is going to be under siege like crazy. Well, let's get a couple Necromancers and some Tyrant Knights to start dealing with that. The downside of the Scald is that it is a little bit slower than I'm used to. Like, it has a couple points less movement speed than my other regular units. But these Painbringers seem really good, so I'm tempted to recruit more of them. It will eat into my Imperium income, and I'm okay with that, with the current situation that we're in. Okay, Blade Hollow is ready to expand. Get a quarry down there, because I believe this is a quarry city. Let's build that Overlord's Tower. It's nice for the Imperium income from the Cult of Tyranny. Yeah, there's a lot of invasions happening. I mean, I am recruiting units pretty much everywhere on cooldown. It's just that, like, so much combat is happening across the map. Let's grab a workshop in Dievo Vex so we can increase the production so that we can build stuff faster. Production is king. Flame Wall is coming down. So day 111 dawns. Choke Point loses gold per turn. I will deal with that unrest later. So Flame Wall is fallen. He wasn't able to recruit anything else. Let's grab our hero stack and send him in, hoping for an easy auto-resolve. But it is 5 heroes. 5 heroes is a lot, man. The auto-resolve AI isn't the best at managing my army, but I will call this a win. All right, big chunk of resources, perfect. That's this guy defeated and sent to the Great Void Beyond. No need to recruit all these units. We got a Skirmisher of Cleansing Flame. Tier 4, Tier 3, Tier 4. Yeah, I'll just take them. I'll dismantle them later. I can spend money to gain Imperium, which is always worth it in my opinion. And then we're going to raise it. It'll take 2 turns. And we can start thinking about what we want to do with this territory later. We need to deal with these Umbral Juggernauts. Let's attack and auto combat. Hopefully this is a 0 loss auto combat. Yeah, it looks just like an Immortal got taken out, which is absolutely fine by me. It would be good to take Zavura out. I just don't have the right units to send in here because we'd be going up against... I mean, it would make me really happy to clear these guys out and get control of this sanctuary. We'd be able to get a hold of some Void Stones. I tell you what we'll do. We'll chill for a turn with this triple stack of Giga Army so they can get full health regeneration. But then we're going to go in here. I'm going to look to take out Zavura. The crusade against evil has to begin. Grimerise is ready to build a new thing. I would like to build the Throne of Blood here because it would allow us to do the Shadow Amplifier Lens, which would allow Shadow spells to do more things. Oh, status vulnerability isn't that good. Chaos Amplifier would be a lot better. Do like the Imperium income. I also like the Ritual Chamber. I think we'll build a Ritual Chamber because we do need the casting points and the extra spell slot is nice. So let's do that. I would love to cast a Revenant Whispers, but I need to get Reveler's Heart done. So I'll start casting that. It'll be done in a couple of turns. We finished researching Unholy Champion. So I think it makes sense for us to go for the Tome of the Eternal Lord. I think it's the only tier 5 we actually have access to. And it is really good. Right? You get Withering Mist, the combat enchantment for every turn. All enemies take 15 damage, have a 90% chance of becoming blind and weakened. We could raise a full stack of low tier undead units. True Death Magic gives Curse of the Reaper, which has a chance to instantly kill the target. Target non-hero enemy unit has a 60% chance of dying. If a non-undead dying unit dies this way, it turns into a decaying zombie. If it resists, it takes 45 damage that ignores resistance. So like Curse of the Reaper, this is super good for your battle mages and support units. Battlefield Reanimation. All friendly undead units come back to life with 50% of their hit point total. Non-undead corpses come back to life as decaying zombies. This is made a little bit weaker by the fact that we are going to be eating a lot of corpses, but we also can create corpses with some of our heroes. So there's a lot of synergy here. So I am tempted to take the Tome of the Undead Lord or the Eternal Lord because it's pretty damn strong. I feel like these are really good. I think once you have this, you basically become unstoppable in a battle. It just depends on how many resources you want to throw at a battle. So let's go with the Tome of the Eternal Lord. Why not? I don't see a reason not to take this. I think True Death Magic is crazy strong. So I'll lock in Withering Mist and we'll go for True Death Magic. We can now research the Age of Shadow ability. I think before we do that, we have to research the Bind Gold Ancient Wonder. I'd rather get Death Magic first. Okay, so a hero has leveled up. Ice of Grin, the Mender, leveled up. He is my, or she, he, whatever is my ritualist. I think I'll go for Siphon Blood. It's nice to have a ranged heal. Choke Point is under siege. We will need to get some units down there. I have a stack that I can use, but this is a Marauder Guard army. Don't think you would win. So let's just get into the city defensive position. With Flame Wall falling, we need to think about what our next direction is. I don't think I ever got Unearthing Underground. Let me grab that real quick. There is potential here for a city to be founded. It would have access to the Slitherer's Den, plus the Sepulchre of Steel. I wouldn't mind having control of Saint Spire, actually. Maybe I could put an outpost down here and grab that Slitherer's Den for the Imperium. So I tell you what, let me grab a hero stack. You are going to go down underground and make me an outpost and start excavating. We've got a bunch of stuff over here we could clear out. No strategics. There is a Silver Tongue Fruit here and a Archon Blood. We would like to get that. Build a little outpost on that. So let me I'll send you down here explicitly for that purpose. I think we could grab the Silver Tongue Fruit plus the Demi-Giant Ruins with a single outpost as well. So let's get over there. This is one of the aspects of the game that I find kind of annoying, how much it encourages you to make outposts. Okay, what else do we have? I would like an outpost for this Astral Dew over here. There's also some Blood Glass and a ruined city that we could demolish. This is Zavura, which we already have a plan to kill. The Sleeper Sanctuary would be nice. Can we get the Blood Glass and the Sleeper Sanctuary in one go? No, we can't, because we can't do an outpost like that. Unlucky, so we'd have to do 2 outposts. I can send someone up to the north to do that, and we will. Let's take Stybor, my ruler, and I'm going to send him up to here to start claiming stuff. I leave some units in charge. I'm actually going to send you guys to the south. Okay, we finished our Hearty Defender, and this was to go to Huffa Buffa. I was going to make him extremely tanky, especially against magic attacks. He does need some other items. What sort of stuff can we forge, I wonder? Blood Sigil. That's not bad, actually. Umbral Malady. We have none of these things. Okay. What about wands? What have we got here? We've got a lot of options. I do think the best one is the Rose Knight, so we'll grab that. I'll build it from the blueprint, and we'll keep on moving. Yeah, I know there's a food shortage, yada yada, blah blah blah. I think we captured a whole bunch of people in our prison that we could eat from Nikorath. So there's no point eating people on Stybor. Hufflepuff of the Charger is fresh. We could get him big leveled. Let's get to work on Huff of the Buffa. Devour these delicious heroes on Huff of Buffa. So that will get him some levels. We can get him to Master of Shadow. Awesome. We definitely want Exhume Undead because it's a tier 3 summon, which is very powerful. It'd be good if he is a melee mage. I think that is a powerful ability. The nice thing about Curse is that it is a free action, and it's a ranged attack on a hero that doesn't really have many ranged attacks. I would like Resurgence. I think I'll give him Siphon Blood with range and stun to give him a ranged attack instead of going for Curse. I think that's perfectly reasonable. Yeah, my domain is being invaded across like a just insane number of fronts, but because we're just so deep in war, we don't have the resources to stop everyone. But I am recruiting Painbringers, who will do a lot of work for us. Okay, we're going to create an outpost down here in order to gather this Slitherer's Den. Then we're going to conquer the Slitherer's Den. Oh, it's already been cleared. So I think it just belongs to us now. So I think I can just bring you over here and clear this stack for you. Beautiful. I'm going to fight this manually because this is actually a little bit of a fair fight. I've got a bunch of tier 1 units. Now, the leader of this army is Tyrannica the Beacon, who is very powerful. And most importantly, she is a Paragon of Shadow. So all of the units in this army have Slippery and Fleeting, so they ignore Zone of Control, which we're going to use to great effect in this battle. We are up against some pretty strong units. The Warlock is a bit scary, especially because it has the Firebomb ability, so we are going to want to avoid grouping up, except for with our zombies here. We're going to group up our zombies explicitly to bait out the attacks of our enemies. I'm going to create a Rose Knight early into the battle, and this does require... avoid giving them too many juicy attack options. Now let's see what they do. We also have a significant magic advantage over these guys. So he did go for the non-expendables with that twice. It's a very interesting decision. Oh, they went straight for the kills on the Immortals. I think we'll do a Tears of the Crimson Sovereign. Now, this is a really nice flank here. Pow. We definitely want to get these guys into melee to force them to take movement actions. Now, you could exhume the Undead here. Let's do it. And absolutely annihilate this guy from behind. Excellent. This is a beautiful charge strike, 35 damage, and then we'll finish you right there. Get the big heal, and we'll move up with these guys, preparing for yet more attacks. Lovely. So I lost one Immortal, which doesn't feel good. They are trying to escape with their Warlock. I have this Chaos Warrior, Chaos Eater Battle Mage. It's very powerful because it's a tier 4 Battle Mage, which gives it certain attributes that you wouldn't normally find for tier 4 units. If you can get behind this guy, you can pow, annihilate him. If you can get behind this guy, like the flanking on this army is actually insane. The flanking capabilities. Redonkulous. Rididdly-onkulous. I might even be able to raise the Immortal from the dead so that he can get experience from the battle. I'll do a Baneful Curse on this guy just to lower his ability to do damage, so he can't like get counterattack kills easily. But he's basically done. And he fumbled the hell out of his attacks because his morale is crippled. Although this guy was insane, a little bit unfortunate. Okay, get up behind him and nibble, and then charge strike, and he is done. Beautiful. Very simple and straightforward. So everyone gained experience, and what's important there is when a unit regenerates using Resurgence at the end of a battle, it doesn't actually gather experience. But we managed to gather a huge amount of experience on our units here, which is really going to help them with their longevity and usefulness. Damn, why does this Immortal have 105 health? Holy crap, that unit has... I thought the base Immortal health was 60. Where is it getting all that health from? Because if I go above ground and I recruit an Immortal... Hold the phone. Why does this unit have a base of 100 health? What is going on? Oh, I guess it's an elite. 1, 2, 3. Is it base 80 health? That's actually insane. Base 80 health on an Immortal. Consider the Pursuer's base health is base 60. Whew, that's disgusting. Let's quick buy a Painbringer and then recruit another Painbringer. This army over here has regenerated enough health to where I feel okay going into the Umbral Abyss and making our way towards Zavura as part of the Anti-Umbral Abyss Crusade. I'll bring a couple of Painbringers over to Choke Point to help defend. I think that means I should be able to auto-resolve this battle. No issue. Shouldn't even lose a unit. Perfect. A bunch of resources collected. Perfect. I'm not even going to recruit anything. Got a whole bunch of items as well. Beautiful. We can zip back and get some health regeneration. Choke Point can even begin recruiting or building new stuff. I would like the Overlord's Tower, please. I love Imperium income. It's my favorite. You're waiting a turn to build your thingy. Now, let me see. What tile do I want to build my outpost on? It would be nice to build the outpost on the Astral Dew itself. Let me bring you up here. I have to kill the city ruins first, which is slightly annoying because I wish you could turn these into I wish you could turn them into cities. I feel like there's a certain amount of logic to that. Wait a minute. Why is your base health 70 now? I'm so confused. Where's the health on these units coming from? Elite is plus 30 health, which means its base health is 7. I don't know, man. Where's your health coming from? I wish it would show you a breakdown of where their hit points are coming from. Anyway, wild how strong these Immortals are. Necromancers are really good. Warlocks are just so good too. I mean, Sundering Curse is crazy. It targets 2 enemies and does all of this to 2 enemies. Sunder Defense, Exploit Vulnerability, Sunder Resistance, and Blood Parasite. Like, that's just really damn strong. I have a lot of respect for the Warlock. It's a super good unit. It's super, super, super good battle mage. We are a little bit light on income, so I'll build a few Warlocks and I'll build some Arcane Battlements plus a Caltrop Stosh in here just to keep the city busy. We can start rebuilding Dievo Vech. We don't have a lot of income, but we pillage a lot of gold, which is good. All right, good job finding a mana node. Let's make sure we build our palisade walls in here. I would like to clear this, but I'm going to pull you back to get you healing for a turn. We have finished demolishing the city ruins here. I'm going to build an outpost on this Archon Blood. I'm going to build an outpost on The silver tongue fruit. What's through here? There's an eternal bedchambers down there that I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. I can't see where this umbral gate goes to. The sunless court would be good to get to eventually, but not going to worry about it for now. It wouldn't be terrible to found a city-state down here to control this land. So let me grab this hero and I will reanimate a city for that purpose. We'll have to wait a couple of turns with this guy while he breaks those ruins. Yeah, I know we're being slaughtered left and right here. Hopefully an easy auto-resolve. Lost a Necromancer. Honestly, I don't think it's worth the time to go manually fight that. Oh, wow, lots of really nice equipment. We get so much equipment from fighting. It's actually insane. Unfortunately, we need to kill this stupid stack that's in our way. Let's cast Reveler's Heart. That's going to give us 50% more morale from all sources. Revenant Whispers. I would love to cast that. Desecration Ritual, we do need to cast True Death Magic. Like, that's just necessary so we can Curse of the Reaper on our support units and battle mages. So we finished researching True Death Magic, which is going to give us Curse of the Reaper, which does 45 unblockable damage or kills an enemy, which is just crazy. Let's start researching Withering Mist, although Prelude to Doom is actually so feckin' good. But we're going to go for Withering Mist. I hate that I have to fight through this stack right here of Marauders. It's because of the Scalds in my armies don't have Mountain Walk when my other units do. So I could leave the Scalds behind. They're an important part of our armies. Oh, I could allow them to flee. Oh yeah, flee. Absolutely. Now let's grab my hero to put this city under siege. In terms of siege projects, what have you got here? So you've got Satiated Abductor Towers that spawn Splitterlings every 2 turns. Jesus. Fortification health. You've also got Eldritch Walls. Alright, so we definitely need Onagers. Revels of Blood would help. It would be nice if we could speed this up, so I might go with a Headlong Assault, because that would take it to make 3 turns. Maybe a Tower Bombardment, so that we can actually soften these Satiated Abductor Towers a little. Damn, they're strong. I don't like Exhausted. Let's go with Tower Bombardment. We can use the Vampire Blood Ritual to try to keep these armies healthy. So I'll start casting that. Yeah, they'll be under siege for a while, but that's fine. Okay, recruit me another Warlock. I like that you recruit them in 1 turn. That's actually really nice. It's very expensive. We got the Vampire Castle Ritual Chamber. It wouldn't be bad to get the Necropolis. Now is probably not the time. I wouldn't mind the Throne of Blood so that we can get our amplifier lenses. So let's build that. I could quick buy it too, and I will because I just have so much money. Shadow amplifier lens. Yeah, let's go full shadow. Fine. We've mostly leaned into shadow here. Arcane battlements in Dusk Fort. That's perfect. You also built me a Warlock. Everywhere is recruiting units. We captured some hero remains. Let me have a look at our prison. I think once you have like 3 heroes from a place, it's like not bad. I do think we should probably take out Nullmock. I mean, this has been our faction thing. It's been sitting here the entire game. We just never got a chance to actually take it on. Yeah, I'm being pillaged over here too. But there's not much I can do about a lot of this pillaging, right? I've got to focus my Imperial strength to particular areas. If I spread too thin, I can't do everything, right? Whereas if I focus, I can do one thing at a time and slowly clear away the board of threats. That's exactly what our goal is. Yeah, my gold income is very low, but we have a lot of income coming from pillaging and raising stuff. In this outpost, we want to just build walls to defend it. This outpost, we would like a work camp to grab the demi-giant ruins, but before we do that, it's probably better that we build palisade walls to protect it. I'm going to move this guy north so that we can get control of the haunted halls. Well, actually, I can do that with my leader here. If I built an outpost to the north of this, I could claim it and also get a little bit of mana income. So let me come over here and build an outpost right there. I definitely want to collapse upon Nullmock. I feel like I've cleared the left side of the map, basically. Like, I don't have a huge amount of threats down here in the south. Okay, blood transfer ritual. That was for the Umbral Abyss because we are sieging Zavura. Oh my god, I have no idea where that is. Okay, it's over here. Now they are coming with some bad guys. Which of these stacks is the lowest on health? Probably this one. So it's 1504. We heal it, and now it's 1743. We do another blood transfer ritual. Although let's quickly fire off blood through death magic. Again, going to really cripple our economy, but make our military so powerful that we'll be unstoppable. Which, after all, is that not the true goal? Got a lot of enemy armies here. Can we cleanse this without losing anything? Come on now. Yeah, no losses. Perfect. We gain some resources. Clear them out, plus some armor. Excellent. And we get another hero to put into our crypts. Let's grab a Painbringer. Chill here for a turn while we heal. Chill there. There are some resources to claim over here. There's a Sanctuary too. I wouldn't mind claiming that. I don't exactly have hero units though to send. We have Reapers standing on these gold tiles. It might be good to send extra military power down here with them. So I tell you what, why don't you go down into the underground with this guy? Send a couple of stacks down to assist. Finally, I can grab Exalted by Shadows, which is going to triple my experience gain. It's probably quite late into the game to be picking that up, but I am not going to look a gift ability into the horse. Yeah, I'm founding a lot of outposts, but that's working. It's part of the goal. Choke Point can annex a province. I mean, get me a forester. I don't know what to do. We got the Summoner of the Rose Knight. So let's give that to, what's his name? Huffabuffa the Charger. Ooh, Wormer the Demolisher. Give Siegebreaker to all units in the army. That is fantastic. So I'll give that to Hufflepuff. Actually, I think Hufflepuff is in the middle of sieging. So that might actually help him. Is he the one who's sieging? I think he is, right? Yeah. So that might shave a turn off the siege. Ooh, Stolen Power. I forgot to pick this up. Extra 200 mana and knowledge when you conquer a city. Excellent. It's probably not going to do a whole lot for us right now, but it would have been nice. So they're counterattacking. We have 5,000 combat power against their 4,000. They have a lot of really scary Umbral Tyrants. Let's see what the auto combat gives us. Oh, it took a long time. That's a lose. Oh, it's actually a victory. I could probably get a better outcome, but I don't think I necessarily care. I'll just take an easy win. What I will do is reorganize my most wounded units into a stack together so that I can drop the blood ritual on them, getting the maximum amount of regen, and then I'll have to reorganize my stacks. Let me do a blood transfer ritual again. Now we're losing all resources here. That's fine. Don't even worry about that. We should be able to clean this up next turn. A Brood Mistress has fallen. Ooh. That was from Severa. We got more war parties coming at us. We founded an outpost over here. We definitely want to build palisade walls to make it more defensible. I think, yeah, this is now our haunted hall. I'll take a turn to go north, I think, to clear out the bandit camp while I wait for reinforcements to come up. I've got a couple of stacks on the way. You guys were heading down underground to support this hero stack. You've got your walls now. So let's build your work camp. We'll clear this. Should be hopefully an easy auto-resolve. Ugh. I don't care enough to not just accept that. These are not particularly important battles, as far as I'm concerned. There was another stack that I wanted to bring down, and so I shall. Also, it's probably a good idea for me to build roads down here. I'll wait a turn of healing before we attack this. And these stacks are wounded, but they're a little bit healthier now. God, these armies are just really spooky. The number and quality of these armies coming at me. But we can take them on. Hopefully an easy auto combat to clear out this guy. Yeah, no real losses. Perfect. Plus a bunch of resources for killing. We found a Drakvek down here, and the goal is to release this as a vassal city, which we will do. That's its purpose. It's meant to be a vassal city. That's why I built it here, so that I have something resembling an actual city down here where all these outposts are. I'd wanted to build a outpost on this Astral Dew, so let me get you forward and build it. Perfect. So yeah, I think you can get out of here now. I think that's your job. I could get you to bring you down here to clear out these, but I don't think it's necessary. It would just be pointless map clearing, honestly. Duskfort built a caltrop stash. Go ahead and build me an academy for fun. We got the walls on this outpost. Drakvek doesn't have a governor. It's not going to. Some of my heroes are leveled up. Huffabuffa has leveled. It's actually great. I care more about this actually breaking through enemy defense so that we can actually get a heal off that attack. Another one of my heroes has leveled up, Tyrannica the Beacon. She's pretty close to being maxed out. She's level 17. So I'll take the blight damage based on number of negative status effects. Tyra Usurper has been captured. This is a hero from Zavura. We do have 3 of their heroes, so in theory, if we were to kill them, we would get +3, but we're actually not going to. We are going to devour their heroes. I would like to get you to level 12, Malact. Please do consume. Oh, level 16 would be disgustingly good on Malact. And Malak, the exact, did level up to 16. Master of Chaos, Master of Shadow. Okay, Master of Shadow, so we can get Exhume Undead. Plus, we'll go for Paragon of Shadow so that we can get Eternal One. So Malak, the exact now, is a very annoying enemy. He's a ranged stun / dominate ability. He has a really nice AoE to apply his Blood Parasite and Splitterling Infection. Let's see. Physical range attacks do extra damage per negative status effect on the target. Effects are increased for single shots versus physical range attacks. Physical range attacks do +2 versus for each unit adjacent to the target. I think I would like the extra damage for negative thingies. Physical range attacks now have a chance of inflicting disease on all enemies in a 1 hex radius. Beautiful. Third physical attack of the turn does an additional 15 damage. That's not what we want to go for. I don't think we want to go for Sniper's Focus. That's not the plan for this guy. He's more of a skirmisher. So let's grab Slippery and Swift with Versatile Skirmisher. We don't care about flanking. We do want some evasion and defense. Critical hit is nice, and gaining fortune on kills alongside gaining strength and then healing. Perfect. Just like filling out their ability. Good job, Hufflepuffa. So Hufflepuffa he was my Trollkin governor, I think. So Foresters give mana, draft. So he's max level. He's max renown now. Good job. What the hell was his major ambition? Oh, win a battle where 5 enemies are routed. So now he has Intimidating Aura and Vicious Killer. Brilliant. Good job. Saving the Meek. Guards from Grimrise will keep you safe. Okay. Draft block for 1 turn. That's fine. Let me drop a Blood Transfer Ritual on this stack. Let me see if I can get another one. Unfortunately, I won't be able to. I'm just going to take this fight now. 0 losses on the auto-resolve. We got 43. Beautiful. We can dismiss. We don't need to recruit any skeletons. We got a bunch of really nice equipment. And now we've conquered Zavura, which gets us Imperium, plus a tier 2 item. And we can build a Sanctuary Outpost here on this Beacon of Light. Beautiful. I definitely feel like clearing out the Umbral Abyss was worth it. And I have many more plans to continue to do that. I do also need to deal with the armies that are rampaging through my territory. And they're actually really strong armies too, which is extremely annoying, considering the amount of damage they're doing to my economy by pillaging all my stuff. Hopefully an easy auto-resolve here. We lost a Tyrant Knight. I don't care enough to manually fight that. This is another game where I wish I had a repair all button. We finished researching Withering Mist, which is that really powerful Tome of the Eternal Lord combat enchantment that does a whole bunch of damage to all enemy units and inflicts blind and weakness. Now that we inflict blind, the Tome of Shades starts to become a lot more valuable. I would like to get the Crimson Court here. I mean, Rotting Explosion, it's a low-level spell. You can only cast 1 spell per battle turn, so it's not worth it. Wayfinder enchantment. We don't even have any scout units. Crimson Court, on the other hand, would give tier 3, 4, and 5 units, plus 5 hit point regeneration on the world map, 2 experience per turn, and we would gain the Crimson Court Magistrate ability, which would get us mana whenever we successfully pillage province improvements, raise cities, migrate cities, and it would also give us mana from our vassals. So this Crimson Court building is super worth it for us to research. Hoping for another easy auto resolve down here. Mostly I'm down here to train up and just like get experience and resources and fun stuff. I would like to found, there is kind of part of me that would like to found a city down here, but mostly this is just a distraction. Okay, we got some Astral Dew. Let me see, we founded an outpost over here, so let's build the palisade walls. Grimerise produced a Painbringer, but drafting is blocked for this turn. I do need to deal with this. I also need to deal with all of this, and I need to deal with Nullmoch and this bandit camp. Blade Hollow built the Overlord's Tower, which is really nice. Keep making me warlocks. Actually, I'm scared about producing stuff. Make arcane battlements and the caltrop stash. Make yourself just a little bit harder to kill. I think I have enough armies now. All right, I can kill this Saint Spire stack. Should be easy auto resolve. Beautiful. I'm not going to recruit these. Next turn we'll clear this brigand camp and then we'll look to go to Nullmoch. I definitely want to use this hero to capture the Sleeper Sanctuary over here. So I'll set up an outpost on this mana node. That'll get me a little bit of mana at least. I do remember outposts actually cost income. They cost gold. So it is expensive to spam them, but it can be worth it. I'm really glad we managed to clear this out. I'll wait a turn in here to get you guys healed up because I need you to keep clear. A lot of value up here to clear all this stuff out. Diego Vec. This will eventually be a research city. In the short term, we need to get farms and quarries so that we can get the city up and running. So let me grab another quarry right there. We can use that to build the stonemason faster. Excellent. I got my palisade walls in here. I don't think this city needs a work camp. I don't think it needs anything else. I think it's like perfectly fine to be the way that it is, because all it's here for is to capture this Archon blood. This city, on the other hand, definitely wants a work camp because there is the demi-giant ruins here. I captured a whole bunch of heroes in my prison. So many heroes. So day 117 is dawned. Let's look through our... So we founded another outpost. This one's over here. We should definitely get palisade walls on that one. I would love to found an outpost on this location because it would allow it to pay for itself. I could just found it on the blood glass itself. Tell you what, let me found this on the blood glass and then we'll clear off this city ruin next turn. So I'm going to annex the Slitherer's Den here. Mostly just want that little bit of Imperium income from capturing this. It's also nice for other reasons. The Sepulchre of Steel. Let me pull these units back into my territory so they can heal and recuperate faster in order to be sent, maybe to go clear out Saint Spire. I don't know if that's what we'll do with it, but it would be nice to have control of the Horde of the Fallen here. Like, that's so much gold, as well as dragon unit potential. We have the Sanctuary Outpost. Let's get to work on expanding the Sanctuary. While we have heroes here, we don't need to defend it with walls. I definitely want to clear this Brigand camp. So let me bring my hero stacks over. Again, this should be a relatively easy auto-resolve. We have super high power units. Easy clear, lots of resources, plus we don't need to recruit these guys. Beautiful. We can take those rewards. We got a Skirmisher of Cleansing Flame. Very nice. We'll take that. I'm going to use you to force march in to siege Nullmock. Start the siege for me. We're going to add some siege projects, Revels of Blood, Onagers, and Tower Bombardment. Let me cast the Blood Transfer Ritual on my hero stack. I'll drop the unit that resurged because resurged units struggle to move the turn that they resurged. It like gimps their movement. I'll force march this stack over just to make sure we're nice and safe. Okay, we're doing a round of repairs over here. I need to clean up this army. I do think that you should be able to take this on your own, and I'll send you guys up north to deal with this. All right, let's grab this kill. Hopefully an easy auto resolve on this battle as well. So it looks like we lost a lot of Painbringers, our Warlocks, and our Necromancers. I'm going to go ahead and retry this because this is a very expensive loss for us. Don't want to accept that kind of loss. Yeah, we didn't bring superior numbers or a hero, but reckon with a little bit of magic, we should be able to make this work. So we're up against a couple of Mage Lock cannons. It's important for us to get into range of those and keep them from doing too much in the way of firing. They're probably going to get a shot off because even if we were to step forward a single tile, we literally can't get in range of them. Do they have some kind of range buff on them? I feel like they're only supposed to have 5 range. Yeah, I feel like they're getting a range buff from somewhere. Eagle Eye, yeah, +1 range from being a champion unit. Okay, so we're going to have to accept that they're going to hit us. Now, big advantage I have is I think I have better magic than this guy because this is just a regular level 10 hero with no like special abilities, just like a leader. So if I drop a whole bunch of agony on them and sit back and just burn through my mana, I think I end up like winning this battle by just chilling basically. Okay, let me teleport you to here. Move you forward, put the Scald. Where's my Scald? There you are, put him in the middle. Surround the Scald so we can get really efficient buffing going. Songs of Carnage, plus the Strengthened Undead. Okay, we have some Fingers of Death to the Curse of the Reaper that we can make use of. To hell and back again. Okay, they did a little AoE damage thing. Didn't matter. Some of our units got immobilized. They have attacks with their Mage Lock cannons, but I have Agonize. I don't think they have much in the way of healing. I could do a Tears of the Crimson Sovereign. You know what? Let's do it. They take some damage, they get some Blood Parasite, we get some healing and crit. Drop the Song of Revelry. I mean, you can shoot your cannon at us, that's fine. We're gonna outmagic you. I think we win that fight, especially with the morale we're getting. Okay, here we go. They're coming forward. Alright. Now, I think this guy has a unit does not trigger opportunity attacks. We can agonize here. These are not melee mages, so we want to get into melee with them. Let's think about our attacks and our positioning. I mean, basically, I want all three of these guys in melee with this set of enemy units. Heat of the Revel. Let's teleport over. Double whip this guy. We'll do a Sundering Curse. Plus a Sundering Curse. Strengthen Undead. The Finger of Death doesn't work. That's fine. We basically took him out, and he has a lot of negative debuffs now. What is he going to do? Run forward and like hit us a little? Oh no. I have a Necromancer. I think I forgot to attack with one of these guys. But we have 4 units in the zone of control of 3, which means he has to make some annoying decisions about who to attack, where, and why. He did some damage to that guy. That's fine. And he did an AoE attack. That's okay. Yeah, look at that. He's going to take some... These guys can't shoot because they're in a Zoc. This guy might be able to shoot. I don't know. It's very important to put these guys in a Zoc. I could do another Tears of the Crimson Sovereign. I think this is too good of an Agonize not to do. Especially because it gets me a kill. That gives me a Blood Parasite nibble on the back. I really want to kill this guy. He is now dead. Blood Parasite. What's our Finger of Death? 60% chance. Boom. Now he did get Steadfast. Let's go do a Song of Carnage here. You'll get some healing from this if you attack. You missed. You dummy. Kill this guy. I can phase you to here, which lets you get 3 attacks off. And I can phase you to here, which lets you get 3 attacks off. Being able to phase and continue attacking is like super powerful, actually. Love it. All right, looking good. Let's go to the next turn. He's gone. He's gone. The enemy is fleeing the field. Perfect. We got a bunch of resources. This guy has fled. He's looking good. Boom. Arcfire, Axe, Wargmout. Let's take those rewards. And we're zooming out and we're looking at the... Oh, zoomy, zoomy. Zoomy, zoomy, boomy. We founded a Sanctuary Outpost that was part of the plan. Grimerise produced a Shadow Amplifier lens, which is perfect. Little bit low on the gold, so tempted to produce merchandise for like 3 turns, just until we can stabilize on that. One of my heroes has leveled up. That is Millennia the Disciplined, who is quite powerful. Let's go for the Stunning Drain. Right, these army stacks are chilling while they restore their health before they go on the offensive. It's a pretty strong bunch of Liege Guards. Or Champion Liege Guards as well. I forget what they do. Sworn Bond. Yeah, they make hero units harder to kill. Annoying. So Sworn Bond links to a target hero unit, halves the damage, but deals it to the linked guy, and gives them strengthened. So actually quite good for heroes. This outpost got a work camp. I don't think we need a watchtower down here. We have total map vision. You have built your walls. Let's get you the work camp so we can get the haunted halls in your thing, because we want that Imperium. I suppose the mana and stuff is really nice too. We've got a lot of people in the crypt. If we do run into money issues, we can start selling people from the crypt. Hollow can be integrated, but we don't actually want to integrate Hollow. What we want to do, now that it's Supreme Vassalage, is we want to blast them with the tyrannical exploitation, because our vassal income will be increased by 20% for each point of allegiance instead. So tyrannical exploitation is giving us an 80% boost, which is almost as good as being a supreme vassal. Very nice. So as they start to earn more, we'll get more out of them. Now we could do the same thing to Anchor as, but maybe we should wait until they're fully done. It is only 5% more. How much are we getting? It might be worth it just to do it. It's only 5% more. What does it change? What does it change about the vassalage? Let me have a look here. So it contributes 4 versus 5. Trading is cheaper. I don't think that matters. Let's just go ahead and exploit them. Anchoraz is next on the exploitation. Boom. Now we're getting a 60% boost to our income from them. So basically doubled the amount that we get out of them. I think? Not sure. Not sure. Okay, we do need to deal with all the pillaging that's going on in Blade Hollow, but it's just the fact that there's so many free cities that are at war with us, and they've all decided to send their armies at us and at nobody else. And the big problem for us right now is we're not actually getting money from blowing stuff up. I do like that our friendship with Ursula Blackrose has been like rock solid since the start of the game, and we're really close to an alliance victory. That to me is very fun and satisfying. I do think that this game maybe lends itself better to being like a live stream game. Yeah, it's fine. Nulmok is under siege. There's a lot a lot of Tyrant Knights in here for us to cut our way through with some not so strong stacks. Now we do have an advantage in that we can piece apart it bit by bit. This won't be the easiest fight ever. We finished researching Crimson Court. Now I absolutely want to build that in Grimerise. It's not too expensive either. Costs 136 gold. It'll take 4 turns to build, 450 production, and it'll give us extra regeneration on our tier 4 or 5s, as well as experience, and a ton of mana when we pillage stuff. Although right now we're kind of low on gold. It's fine for now. We founded an outpost over here. If we made a work camp, we could neutral out this outpost's gold cost. So I will build that. It'll eventually pay itself off. Takes about 10 turns. We could also build a teleporter using that if we really wanted to, because we could grab teleporter infrastructure and start getting our teleporters up. Okay, we don't quite have the power. Some of these armies down here to the south are not... They're not like insane in terms of power, but they're just strong enough to be annoying, right? Like 1,000 combat power, which means they could potentially get some kills on auto-resolve. Okay, no kills in auto-resolve that time. We get a bunch of resources for fighting. Dismiss this. Grab me that. Let's go again on another auto-resolve. Boom, bunch of resources. This time they almost got a kill. I think we got a revive off there. Beautiful. Resistant chest plate. We have so much equipment. And we're not crafting equipment right now, which is absolutely a mistake. Let's have a look at what sort of equipment we can craft. So you've got tier 4, tier 2 shield only. But we should definitely make you a better shield. We do have a good shield blueprint, which I think was the Hearty Defender. Go ahead and craft that. That'll make you really strong. Give you lots of defense. We crafted that previously. Oh, this stack is really strong. A lot of Liege Guards. We do have kind of some of the counters. Do I have the mana to do... I could do a Revenant Whispers, which lets me spend skulls to make fights easier, which I'm super on board with doing. Yeah, no loss is perfect. I don't care if they're wounded or really low on health after the battle. That part's not hard to deal with. Pop you into the city just to keep you safe from counterattacks, and we'll deal with these guys as it comes. Start repairing things that have been damaged. We'll need to go into the Umbral Abyss at some point to nail them. All right, we're starting to get our units in here recuperated inside the Sanctuary. I definitely would like to expand to the Void Stones, although there is something to be said for expanding over here to the Chitinous Growths. The Void Stones would give us access. I mean... So our choice is thus, okay? We could get the Void Stones, or we could get the Mana Node. We could get the Void Stones plus the Mana Node, or we can get the Mana Node plus the Monoliths, or we can get the Mana Node plus the Chitinous Growth. And I think based on like general principles, the Void Stones are like really damn good, but I really need gold income. So I'm tempted to go for the Chitinous Growths, just because I really need that income. But I'm just going to go for the Void Stones, because that'll give me access to some new strategics. That said, the Void Stones only really matter if you're going to do Umbral Dwelling stuff. So I'm actually going to raise that. I changed my mind. I'm going to go for the gold. Gold is what my Empire needs, so that's what we're going to go for. I wonder... We can, however, use this to our advantage. I'm hoping we can get an easy slay on this stack here. Okay, no losses, perfect. Let's go ahead and clear out these city ruins. Dismantle those. Perfect. So we've got our outposts. I forgot to send a hero down there to capture these demi-giant ruins. That can actually be your job now. I'm going to force march you down there because I don't have teleporters. Blade Hollow got its defenses. We got a work camp over here, but I can't annex the thing that I want to. You got your palisade walls. I forget what you were here for. You're here just for the Astral Dew. So a work camp would be a teleporter related. So let's do that. You got a Sanctuary expansion. Grimerise can annex another province, but like, why would we at the current situation? Why not? We can rebuild some ruined provinces. Hufflepuff leveled up. Let's make him a Paragon of Shadow. Give him Eternal One so that he can never die. We'll get Mist Away on him as well. Perfect. So basically unkillable now. New Empire development. Farms granting more food is fun. I need income. Special province improvements giving extra money will help. Like just chip away at this. All right, let's end our turn and see where we stand. If the worst comes to worst with regards to gold, we can start deleting units. We have a lot of tier 1 units that, while are good, aren't as good as some of our higher tier units, so I'm totally okay with doing a little bit of deleting. to recover our economy. You see like the way our economy is just swinging up and down really badly. And we're not making the sort of gold that we need to be making from pillaging. Speaking of which, we can do some pillaging to grab a bit of gold. They're trying to pillage me down here. Bring you guys up to clear this. 2730 versus 1261. Should be an easy auto-resolve. Hopefully we don't lose anyone. Honestly, I do need to downsize my army, so I'm just going to accept that. That saved me a lot of money. And now we have like a giga stack of Painbringers. We probably will drop the Warlock and maybe just a 5 Painbringer army plus a Scald is the way to go. Although the annoying thing about this is these guys have 40 movement. This guy only has 32, so maybe the Scald isn't the right unit. If I had something better, we don't. I'd have to find a support unit from somewhere. What about a Rally of Liege? And no support units in there. Let's stop recruiting Immortals in Dievo Vec because I don't think we can afford to maintain them. So I'm going to disband them because they're very expensive to maintain, actually. This army is going to be probably good enough to protect my holdings. We need new arcane research. Raising an undead army is sick. Battlefield reanimation is just like the I win button. So I'm going to lock in undead army and then grab battlefield reanimation. And I think rather than using these stacks of like crappy immortals, I'm going to just disband them in order to reduce my economic burden and bring my army size down slightly, like so. We're just not going to mess around with the underground. We're going to come back up. I can actually force march you to the demi-giant ruins because you're actually in range. So we captured it and now we can annex it. That's going to get an extra Imperium income. We're up to 10 Imperium income from Outposts, which isn't, you know, crazy. Actually, we're up to 15 now because I just grabbed these haunted halls. And if I build a work camp in this outpost, we'll be up to 20. So we are starting to get a decent amount of Imperium income from our outposts. Like, it's paying off. So what are you doing? You're Denvalton. Where do I want to take this stack? So we could pop out over here from this area. I feel like both of these go to the same place. Yeah, one just is like slightly more north, which could set us up for an attack on Vortex. Oh god, navigating the Umbral Abyss is like my nightmare, dude. Versus we could appear down here in Denvalton. There's a Temple of the God-Ear here we could capture in a Slitherer's Den. How many things of Denvalton do we have? We only have one hostage from Denvalton, so we could raise this city-state. So let's go on the offense here against this army that they sent to me. It is a 2k stack. They do have Blood Exarchs in it, plus a bunch of Knights. Hopefully the auto-combat goes cleanly. They had no actual losses. That's perfect. Plus a bunch of resources from fighting. We even got some equipment from that. Let's annex this location. Cosmoflux Elixir is giving us an extra 5 mana and 5 research. Good news is my units will get a round of regeneration because we have the Sanctuary expansions. So you were coming down here in a fit of rage to do what we need to do. The Sunless Court is actually down here to the south. So once I'm done with Nulmach, I might make my way to the Sunless Court. Down through here. If I take this out, all I have to do then is to kill Taina Greyblood. That's her dealt with. And then Kiastir, well, where's her? Oh, let me have a look. Where's her throne city? Maybe my ally's dealing with it. Oh, Dawnspire. Oh, she's... Wait a minute. The hell? Oh, whoa. This person. Huh? Are you vassalizing this? I'm so confused. Okay, this is just a different city. Valor's End. I mean, once we take out Sunless Court, it should be an easy march. Ooh, the Thorngate Estate. Ooh, Rose Knight and Rose Choked Skeletons. Very nice. Anyway, yeah, we should be able to just storm east to Valor's End and basically wrap this campaign up. Now that we're at tier 5, we've got pretty damn good control over the map. The fact that I got this ally early into the game has been absolutely clutch for us. Like, Ursel Blackrose has been my bro since the beginning. Anyway, I'm going to call that here. Hopefully one more episode and then we're wrapped up. I want to thank you guys very much for watching. I love you all very much. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.